What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Finally, good things to talk about in basketball. Seal, how are you doing?
Doing good. Good things for you, I guess.
Yes, sir.
The uh,
And the West
West
in
got
general.
a lot easier.
I mean, Portland wasn't going to do
Yeah, the
shit
West got a
anyway.
lot easier.
But
Y'all got way better, even though the player swap is worse. The team got way better, just from that one position. Not talking about the depth that they got in
right,
Nazir. But yeah, great trade. Uh, Poor Miami. You would wish, just for the fans, that Pat Riley would have came out and been like, "It's impossible. We can't get it done." Like weeks ago when that
right.
ended up being the case, instead of Miami fans sitting here, that being in South Florida, that's all I've heard all day today.
Ugh.
Oh, they fumbled the bag. No, that was weeks ago, my guys. It's sorry about your luck, but it sucks for the Cavs because as a team that was looking to be a top three, top four seed this
You still
season,
can be.
to I mean we can be, but what the fuck doesn't matter? It doesn't fucking matter. We got knocked out by the Knicks last year because of their two guard special they had going over there. You don't think fucking Dame is gonna and Chris Middleton isn't gonna fuck our heads up? Yeah, they
They
are.
got weak
Very much
spots.
so.
It's all good. They got weak spots. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, let's talk about my boy Brandon Steele finally getting his first rec win of the
Hey
season.
yo, yes
Uh,
sir.
how'd that go?
It was good. The big key to it was we were able to start hot, defensively, create misses, get boards, create misses, get boards. We were able to do that on a consistent basis. Didn't let any runs get to us, and the fact that we had 8 people willing to sub in and out and keep fresh legs was nice. Keaton went off, shooting wise, was able to get to the spot when he wanted to, and I think he missed like 2 or 3 shots and he put up like 10, 15 shots.
Nice.
So he went off. This guy Billy, who hadn't been there the first 2 games, came in, and I texted him and let him know, like, "Yo, how tall are you?" I texted him that yesterday about 2 hours before the game. He's like 6'3". I've heard, we're pretty missing out. And yeah, the kid might be 6'3", but he's one of those guys who's probably 6'2" and just says he's 6'3" because of the basketball shoes.
All right.
But slim Reaper type six
Nice.
three, but was a good addition. Really helped out, and Byron doing his cyborg thing that he does. He's 6'1", 6'2", but he gets after it on the boards. Yeah, it was good. Definitely uh one of the worst teams in the league that we faced.
Right.
Um, for sure. They were one of those reg teams that they have 2 good players and everybody else is just kind of there
Mm.
and just let the 2 guys do their thing. And we're not stupid. So if one guy has the ball, we are trying to ball deny the other person. But sometimes somebody was on this guy and he was, if I'm cheating on defense, I'm cheating for a reason. I don't give a fuck. Just guard your man, bro. So he was always cheating on defense and giving one of the good players a wide open shot,
Mm.
which attributed for like 10 points at least on there. And we won by 11. We could have won by 20 if he would have just stayed on the motherfucker. But that's cool. I got him out. I feel like if you were watching the game of mine, you would talk so much shit to me after the game.
Oh, I would.
Uh, because
I do that
I'm out
already. I
there.
don't watch it.
I'm out there acting like a coach. Not act. I'm coaching. Like I'm out there coaching. First time he did it, they got two buckets back to back because the first time, hey, throwing the ball, pass it down. While he's guarding the motherfucker, he tells the other good guy, hey, he keeps cheating. I'm wide open. Look for me. While he's guarding the dude, what happens? He cheats. He looks, banks, 6 points in 2 possessions. It's like, Mike, go get Will. Will, come on. I'm like, Will, what are we doing on defense? That's when he starts the whole cheating for a reason. I'm like, all right, man, just guard your man. We're playing a really good man defense. If we can just stay on our man, you're guarding one of the better guys. If you don't want to switch off, that's cool. Just ball deny. Just deny him the ball. And he's like, all right, well, if I'm cheating, I'm taking for a red on him. All right, cool. Go ahead, get back in there. Get Mike out. First possession. I was all right, halftime's coming up. Just deal with it. Deal with it. If we get behind, he's not coming back in to start the second half. If we're ahead, we'll fucking figure it out. Halftime, Byron gets on his ass. All right, cool. I'm gonna leave him in. He learned his lesson. Hopefully, they talk to him. Nah, nah. Got his ass right back.
Jeez.
Like, dude, I'm not. I understand that we all paid $100, which isn't a little bit of money, especially these days when everything costs at least $20.
Right.
Fucking bottle case of water, $7 for a case. I mean, I guess they're 18 packs nowadays. You don't really get 12
Water's
packs
free,
anymore.
dog. What are you doing buying water?
I live in Florida.
So? I live in California. Congratulations, dog.
Actually, I'd probably be more fair. Yeah, they probably put shit in there to keep y'all controlled and all mind altered and all that democratic leftist stuff y'all do with the chemtrails and.
No, I
But yeah,
just
I try to
have
let
a
these.
Brita filter. Or
I
actually, it's
try to let
clearly
these.
filtered, but
Is that the one that's on the thing, or is it the one you fill up and then
you fill it
cap
up.
off? Ah, because I feel like the one that you put on the spigot is just like, what the hell is that
No,
actually
no.
doing?
No, this one's like one you have to replace every like 2 months or some shit. It's fucking expensive as balls. It's not Brita. It's not the one you can buy in the fucking store. It's one you have to go get handmade by aliens in the Congo or some bullshit.
But what I
But
was
no, it's
saying
good.
is, I understand we all paid $100, which is not an expensive thing. But at the end of the day, you can go join a YMC league, a YMCA league. There's plenty of fun leagues. Um, Most of the time when you're playing rec, under 40 rec, they ain't got time for that fun shit. Everybody's out there trying to win a game, and it takes common sense to win a game. And like everybody on the team knows, I'm the first one. Like, hey, if I'm exhausted, I'm out. If I get in the game and there ain't nobody I can guard, and I'm getting suspect and they get 5, 6 quick points, hey, somebody get the fuck in this game. I can't. I'm getting blown up right now. Get me out. I'm the first one. Because I want to fucking win the game. If I just want to play, yeah, I can do that shit too. I'll go out to the court every fucking day and play. If I want to play basketball, I won't spend $100. I'm trying to win. But so hopefully everybody takes it in. More so this one guy that I'm scared to death that he's gonna be mad because he's like 35 years old, and he's one of those. He's the one that says he's the what did he say? He's like, I'm kind of like a general point guard. I'm like the quarterback, fuck, what was the word? What's the word that somebody who's not really good at scoring or
Game
passing, but they're
manager?
a point guard? Yeah, he's a good game manager. That's exactly what he said. And
Nice.
he's like, keep the pace. I'm good. Good on defense. Good off ball defense. Brother, we're gonna work on it, but we're gonna figure it out. Not playing 25, 30 minutes a game either. But yeah, got a dub. Next week we can play the champs. Even more
Nice.
reason why I want to come out with a new starting five. So if he does start getting exposed with that cheating defense shit, it's not going to be right off rip something that they can kind of plan against for the rest of the game. It'll be something like, oh, we got something while this guy's on the court, and then get him off right quick. So he didn't go off. But if we're down 20, fuck it, have fun.
Go
We
have
already
fun.
lost,
Yeah, right.
I'm not one of those guys either. I'll throw in the white towel. I'm not
Yeah, for
scared.
real. Well, that's good. The first one's always the toughest one. Every win you build more and more confidence, more and more team chemistry, and it just gets better and better. So that's awesome, man. We finally had our first game. It was the third week of the season, but I guess we had 2 bye weeks. Um, so we saw that we were playing against the team that went undefeated last year and lost in the first round of the playoffs because they always move up to the higher round of the playoffs. Um, but we were like, all right, we know how to beat this team. They're this one dude. That was the team that I don't know if you remember me talking about it on the podcast, but the guy dropped 40 on us and hit the game winner at the buzzer, even
Yeah.
though we were full on guarding him and he hit it from like half court. So it was that team. So we were like, all right, we're gonna guard this dude. We know what he's about. We know what's going on. We'll get there. We show up to the court. We see dude. We're like, all right, we know to guard that dude. And then we see other dude come in. He's like 6'4". He runs on his tippy toes. You cannot miss who he is. And I was like, oh shit, what's this guy doing here? And we walked over to him because he's really cool, but he's a fucking baller. He's the best guy in the league by far. And we're like, yo, Jason, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I joined the Predators this year. I was like, no, you fucking didn't, bro. So we had to face those two guys. And Jason, I would compare him to David Hill, basically. Like he's way smarter than he is talented at basketball, but he's also very talented at basketball. But he's the smartest guy in the league by far. And so he runs point. He runs like a .4 kind of thing. And he was just getting dude open. So the guy that dropped 40 on us last season now dropped 43 on us today or last night because we couldn't fucking stop him, dude.
And he was
Because
on a
now
new
we're
team.
well, the other guy was now on his team. So he was able to, because we were planning on double covering him. We were gonna ball deny, we were gonna do all that shit. And then Jason would just walk up and yak a three. And we're like, well, now we gotta fucking go guard him. And it was just it was way too much for our team. But that's all right. But we played amazing, honestly. We made a shot pretty much every time down the floor. Carlos was beasting. It was absolutely crazy. But we were trading twos for threes, and we've never had a time where we were actually scoring like every possession, and then you look and you're like, okay, we're down 5. Then you score like 5 straight possessions, and you look and you go, we're down 10. What the fuck? And you score like 5 straight possessions, and you're like, now we're down 14. What is happening right now? Like we were dominating, and just the lead just kept on extending. They hit I don't know exactly how many threes they hit, but they have 42 threes through 3 games in the standings. So they just jack up threes. That's what they do. Which 42 threes, if you're an NBA watcher, is nothing. 42 threes over 3 games. But for comparison's sake, we had 3 threes the entire game. So that would be 9 threes over 3 games. So they shoot a lot of threes. That's what they do. Next week, we are playing a team that has 2 threes through 2 games. So they are more our speed. They've won both games. They're 2-0, but they've had 2 threes through 2 games. So they're going to play more our style, which will hopefully benefit us. But we played really good. They were just better. They were a better team. It looked like the Denver Nuggets facing the Phoenix Suns last year, or any other team in the playoffs last year. They were just better. It just happens. So it was good to get off the couch though, get our first game under our belt, and it should all be every team should be
I like that
easier
y'all
from
do the
here.
stats and stuff.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like to go from like how you have yours and I love the big guys league and what we do. Oh shit. I was supposed to talk to baby girl about that today.
About the big guys league?
The dinner thing.
Oh.
The award ceremony. I was supposed to talk to her about doing it at Snug and having her talk to Bernie today. Fuck.
Whoops.
Oh well. Hopefully I remember to do it after this, knowing I probably won't, or she'll be asleep. But like how they keep the stats and all this stuff, the only thing they keep in this league is the fouls, right? It's one dude that does that, and he does the clock. All you're doing is marking fouls, bro. In the last
Right.
2 minutes, the clock starts, the clock stops.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
supposed to
mark anything
stop
else.
after a made basket, right? After a made basket, and then inbound. It
Yeah.
doesn't. It doesn't. So we're trying to bleed the clock. We're up for the first time. There's like a minute 50 left. We're stalling. Go down. We finally shoot it, make it. Look up, clock's gone. Fine. They dribble it in. It's out of bounds on them, so it's going to be our ball. Dude stops the clock quick as fuck. I was like, damn. Dude's quick with that one. Ball comes in, doesn't start the clock for like 4 or 5 seconds. So I'm like, clock. And he looks me dead in my eyes. He's like, you pay attention to the fucking. And he didn't say fucking. He's like, you pay attention to the game.
Say I am, and that's how I know the clock.
I was
isn't
like,
fucking
I was
running,
like,
dumbass.
I am. I was like, everything I gotta do. I was like, you got one thing, dude. Put in fouls and do the fucking clock. I was like, you pay attention to your fucking game. You got one job. Fouls, clock. Do your fucking job. I was so pissed. Like, bro, if they come back and make a fucking miraculous comeback and then shoot with a second left and make it and win because you gave them that extra fucking second, I'm a boy. I was
It's rec
pissed.
league, dog. It's whatever. It's some
I understand,
loser
but like 5
on a
seconds,
scoreboard.
that's a lot. Like even I get lost whenever I was doing it a little bit.
I have to tell people to put points on the board because they'll be fucking texting, and I'm like, yo, I just made a shot. Can you add my? Because I look at the scoreboard every time down the floor because that's what I'm so used to as a point guard. Like I'm walking down, looking at the scoreboard. I'm like, why is that point not on there? Like, come on. It's so frustrating, dude, because you know that the score is probably not accurate, and then they like just look down and give this guy another basket, or I guess this guy didn't make it or whatever, because we had like Carlos apparently to the scorekeeper, not to me, but to the scorekeeper. I guess Carlos and Hugo look similar because Carlos was eaten the whole game. So I head over to the scorekeeper after the game and I was like checking out the score, and I'm like, how did Carlos only have 18 points? And like I looked down and Hugo also had 18 points. And I can guarantee you Hugo probably had about 5 points. So all the rest of his points were Carlos's. That dude probably looked up and was like, who made that? This person. Just the first dude he looked out at. Because Carlos, for sure, probably had 30 points on his own. He carried us the whole way, which is, as we all know over the years, that's our game plan. That's what we want. We want Carlos to carry us. He's the man. But it was just funny that somehow Hugo scored the same amount of points as him. But I got
I
3,
understand
so I'm at my average.
It's tough, but
I'm at my
I'm
average
gonna
of
take
3
a
points a
single
game, baby.
shot. I didn't take. I'm at my average of 0. I'll get it in there eventually. I got to get my conditioning back. Still waiting
Yeah.
on these damn knee ice thingies to come. They ordered them on Amazon. They came through the postal service for some stupid reason.
Oh, really?
And we have a new guy on our route that didn't know. So he didn't know where this place was. Like weren't getting our mail, and for like 4 or 5 days, and the end of last week, baby girl was supposed to get something. It came up that it went from Amazon, went through USPS, came up saying it was put in the parcel drop off. We
Right.
don't have one at our complex. We don't have a parcel pickup. So she called. She's like, "Is there one at the post office I'm supposed to go to? I don't have a key for a parcel pickup there either." They're like, "No, you're complex." I'm like, "We don't." She's like, "We don't have one." So they figure it out. They're like, "Yeah, he dropped it off at the wrong place, like in a different apartment complex with a
Jeez.
like, what the hell?" He wasn't able to retrieve it. So today she goes up there because the neat things, like it said that it wasn't able to deliver, but today it didn't say anything about out for delivery again. So she's like, "Yo, what's up? Like, what's going on with this?" And they're like, "We'll drop it off today." So I go out to check the mail. They're not there. I open the mailbox and I just look up, and on the mail, and it poured rain today. There's like 4 or 5 pieces of mail just on top of the mailbox. I'm like, what the fuck? So I
Damn.
start looking, and it's pieces of mail that don't have apartment numbers. So instead of him taking it back to the post office and returning to sender, he just threw it on top of the mailbox. One of them was something for her. Can't read it because it's watered down. You can barely see Larissa Nicole on there. Like everywhere middle name. Somebody's gonna fucking hack our cards. But it said like we saw it. I'm like, are you what the hell? And I look and you can't see there's no apartment number. So she goes downstairs and none of them do. So he just threw them on top. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get those things
You're
and
gonna have
get
to
these
meet
knees
that dude
iced up
outside and
properly.
make sure he fucking gives you that shit.
She's like, don't say anything because she knows me. She's like, don't say anything if you see him. I just want to ask him, like, did you work at McDonald's before this? Just curious. Like, how did you get this? Just like, if you don't know, ask, bro. That was one of the first things I think my dad taught me about life.
Yeah.
Rather somebody learn you're stupid from telling them instead of them seeing that you're stupid.
Right.
Just let them know you don't know what's going on and ask instead of them finding out you don't know what's going on by your actions. Just
Exactly.
ask for help. That's a life lesson I learned very early, and nobody taught this young man or woman, whoever our new carrier is. But
Right.
yeah, hopefully I'll have them things tomorrow. Because the conditioning wasn't there either. I got about 5 minutes in before I
Right.
started gasping for air. Usually it's a good 2 or 3. So conditioning's nowhere near close. It's improved, but a long way to go. Going to get another win next week against the champs. Go to 500, get on our way. Definitely think this team has a chance to sneak a playoff spot from one of the better teams. Because there's a
Nice.
good 3 or 4 teams, top 4 teams make it. I think we can sneak one with a couple of surprise wins. But yeah, I'm excited.
Sweet. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited too.
I can't get this thing.
Our team is the exact same, and we added one more person. The guy we added's not that good, but hey, it is now an 8th body. We have 8 people. I'm excited about that.
That's what matters.
That's what we need. Because I try to go 7 hard minutes. So like I go until there's 14 minutes left. Like I start and I go till there's 14 minutes left, and then I tell somebody to grab my sub, and I don't call like a timeout or some shit. So it usually takes another minute. So I know like I want to try to go 7 minutes. Then I come out for like the last 5 minutes of the first half, and then I try to play the whole second half if I can. But my cardio is finally getting there. But I like to give other people chances too. But depending on the game situation, if it's close, I play the whole game or the whole second half. I'm not about that life. I'm not about trying to sub out and then somebody else doesn't want to let me in at the end of the game. So that's what I do. But it's cool. I made a shot. That's I'm happy about that because we all know the struggles I've been having since I've had to rework my shot. I think a lot of it's because my shoulders are fucking like rolled forward now too. So I've been doing a lot of fucking shoulder stretches. I have like a squat bar thing that I just put behind my head and just stretch my shit back for like 20 seconds every day. Just trying to get them loose to where they feel good when I shoot them because there's like a hitch. So just doing all these things, bro. I do way too much. I wake up at 5 and I stretch. I work out at lunch. When I come home, I hang from a pull-up bar to like stretch my back out. I do more shit at night. I'm just too busy with trying to be a good basketball player nowadays.
Yeah, that's what hadn't really gone out and just taken up shots. Really, I went that one time and did 10 shots and then ended up playing.
Right.
So last week when I went out and was doing the first 50 and I'm looking at the numbers, I'm like, Brandon, what the fuck are you doing? So I go out and I shoot it, not even like finally thinking about what I'm doing. I'm like, yo, this is the ugliest shot in the world. So I finally fixed my posture and started shooting right. And that's when I started shooting 6 for 10, 6 for 10, 6 for 10, 5 for 10 to close it out. And but yeah, I feel like once I get back into that, because you can attest to it. Back in the day, we were just out there playing. We weren't thinking about shit.
Exactly.
Just out there playing. I run down the court and I'm looking, like, all right, where's my defender? All right, they're going that way. If he goes that way, I'm gonna do this and pre-planning and like, bro, just stop fucking thinking to go out there and
dude,
do. And then you're like, all right, I'm running. If he passes it to me, I'm gonna plant my right foot. I'm not gonna be able to jump that much because I'm old as fuck. And then when by the time it gets past to you, it goes through your hands because you're not thinking about just doing this.
Dude, we have one ref
after that.
The ref I like the most. He likes me. We're pretty chill. But every time I shoot, if I miss, he goes, "Yo, why'd you miss?" I'm like, are you telling me this again? He's like, "You thought about it, didn't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to." He's like, "Dude, just shoot like you know you're gonna make it." I'm like, "Fuck, you're right. Like I know that." But every time I miss, he's like, "Why'd you miss?" Yeah, I thought about it. He's like, "Yep, I know. I can tell." I'm like,
Bro,
God damn it.
we had the fucking one of the refs that I had gotten into it pretty bad with, one of the ones that quit and the big guys league. He was a replacement the other night for one of the other refs. I saw him walking because Don came up to me. He's like, hey, he's like, talk to the other captain. He's fine with it. Are you cool with running one ref until the other one shows up? I was like, yeah, that's fine. And it was only like 5 minutes of game time. And the other dude walks in, like, timeout. Call a timeout, pull the boys together. I'm like, listen, the ref that just walked in is fucking ass. Like, think about the worst ref you've ever had in any sport. Double it. Like, this dude sucks. He won't call anything. The only time he does is a makeup call. It'll be out of bounds on them. Nobody will be around. And he's going to call it out on us because we fouled him and he didn't blow the whistle. It's going to happen. Don't say anything to him. He sucks and he will not admit to it. Just leave him alone. For the whole time, the other team's going at him. Bad. Just going at him. And we're just like, yo, you're fucking trash, brother. But
Is he at least trash both ways?
Yeah. But it's
there you go.
It's horrible. Like,
I know, it's frustrating when that shit
you can tell, like, whenever the other ref looks at him, like, bruh, that was bad. Right. He'll do a makeup, and it's not even a close makeup.
That's like, even worse, man. You gotta at least make your makeup calls look legit.
Like, it'll be like block off his whole chest and knee, and he'll be like, ball stays. You're like, ah!
Just call like a hand check foul or something if you're gonna do a makeup call. Like call some cheap ass.
Well, you can't whenever you hear a smack of fucking rubber. Like,
No, I had a couple of nice drives. That's what I've been focusing on more, like just trying to get drives. Because with my shot being the way it is, it's more just repetitive motion at this point, get my muscle memory back. So I'm like, I'm gonna try to drive some more. I had two good drives. One of them, the guy did the old reach around, hooked it out while I was dribbling. So I got to get better at getting back out in front of my body. But the second time, I had a nice drive in. The center came over, and I just dumped it off to my center to Carlos, and he just made a nice easy layup. So the drive is huge in this, especially like if they play zone, it's easy money because they don't know what they're doing
Yeah.
in a zone. And if it's man, I mean, usually I'm not faster than my guy, but once he realizes that I'm not running, then I just catch it and go immediately, and he's all flat-footed because he knows I don't move, and it works every time. So um, yeah, so it works out. I am definitely getting back. Everything except my shot is pretty much, I would say, back. So that's good. I mean, I'm definitely still one of the best players on our team, and that is sad because other than Carlos, we don't have much. We try hard.
Yeah,
Um,
we had nothing in the paint the first two games, like no
mm,
rebounds, no points. And last night was really, 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 really good.
nice,
Excuse me on that end. This kid Luke, he was going nuts, bro. If he wasn't taking up the shot, he was crashing.
nice,
If his guy wasn't shooting up the shot and he wasn't trying to fucking smack it out of his hands, he was underneath the rim. It was dope. I'm
nice.
excited. I really think we could end up like usually. And after those first two games, I was kind of in the mindset of we're gonna be like your beginning, like in a couple seasons we'll get a dub. Like we'll figure it out in a couple
Hey, we
seasons.
got one win our first season.
Okay,
We
but
had two straight seasons with one win before we started winning more.
okay. Damn, sorry. But I was thinking it was gonna be a bad path, but I know like after last night, and we were missing Zach and Pablo, which is two of our key players, like on the higher end, not the lower end. So I think that's gonna help us out a lot too,
Nice.
getting those guys back. But yeah, it was awesome. Hopefully it's not just we came across the actual worst team in the league, and that we built on the
Oh,
first
for
2 weeks,
sure.
and we're gonna keep building.
That's gonna happen. Like I said, if you're a rec group of free agents that all just got together, it's just gonna take time, dude. And literally every win, every possession that a play goes well, you learn a little bit more about what goes well. So, um, as long as your guys aren't stupid, like that one guy that already quit your team, like you'll get it figured out. So it'll be all right.
That's my biggest thing is if everybody buys in, because like I'm not dumb, like, and I'm first one to tell you, I'm like, this body isn't gonna let you know what this thing knows about basketball. Like,
Right.
I know my ball, and I'm like definitely like being able to scout is really good, except especially like personal scouting and knowing what pieces work here and all that shit. I feel like I got a good understanding of my team, and it takes me about 5-10 minutes of seeing other teams that we're playing against, of really being able to key in on matchups and mismatches on either side of the ball. So as long as everybody buys in and that has confidence and what I think we can do and what needs to be put in place, then I think we have a good shot of still in the playoff spot for sure.
Hell yeah. All
Still
right,
five
so
games to go.
sweet. So let's actually talk about some real sports. And basketball does not start until October, so we're not going to sit here and talk a lot about basketball. But of course, there was the trade that we alluded to. The key pieces are Damian Lillard went to the Bucks. Obviously, that's the hugest piece. DeAndre Ayton went to Portland, and Yusuf Nurkic and some others came to Phoenix. We'll talk about the
Shit
others
ton
just
of
because it's
people.
my team. But those are the three key pieces. So let's start with Portland. They're the easy one. They're trying to get rid of people, but they get Ayton now. What do you think? Just again, we'll talk closer to the season about what teams are actually going to do, but what do you think their outlook for this season is now that they pulled in DeAndre Ayton? So they have Scoot, they have Anthony Simons, they have Ayton. What do you think they're trying to do? Jeremy Grant, I think, is still there. So what is their goal, I guess, if you're in the Portland locker room?
I think it's the same. They weren't a team that's ever tried to not make the playoffs. They just, for some reason, didn't go after another star player for Dame. They have And what I think, I mean, Dame's what, 33?
Yeah, I
So
think so.
he's for Dame, he's in his prime. Okay, most guys at 33, no, but he's like in a LeBron in that sense. Of dude looks really fucking good at 33. Probably better than any other point guard at that age. Fuck, Steph's 33 now too.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
Now they're all getting
Uh,
older, bro.
yeah, but even Steph's fallen off though. He's not as quick, and flashy
Right.
as he was. He uses more of that finesse than he did his speed. And it seems like Dame is the same dude that came out of college still. Like there's no step back from him. There's no aggression. I mean, now Steph is still putting up the same points and best shooter alive, but the shit that he was doing back in the day, he ain't putting no Chris Pauls down on their ass like that anymore.
Right.
I promise you that. But yeah, so Scoot's not far off. I don't think in the overall ability at point guard for that team, for what they need to be done to get to the playoffs. Like he can
Right.
put up 35 if they need him to. He's not going to put up 50, 60 on a pointless night. I don't think he's going to do that, but he can consistently put up 30, 35 points, and that's what they're going to need. Aiton's going to come in and he's gonna be happy. You want me to clear out of the paint? You want me to do what he did? Cool. I'm down with this. He's gonna
Yeah.
love playing the big man role for Portland and what they want to do. And it's not really like they got a better player than they had at center. So I don't think you're gonna see a fall off. That's not gonna be a team that just ends up with great odds in the lottery next year because they got rid of their best player. I think
Right.
that's a team that's going to be fighting for play-in tournament spot, just like they were going to be with Dame. Either way,
Yeah.
like, and they didn't like lose anything but Dame, and they got a lot of future. Like they're going to
Right.
be able to build on this team. It wasn't like they got Aiton and they got fucking Crowder and then they got Milt. No, they got Aiton and they got a future, and that was smart on
They
their part.
also got Tamani Kamari, which is again part of the
Yeah,
future, but the guy that we picked in the draft this year. So
yeah, the one pick,
yeah, exactly.
right?
So
That was
now,
the
I mean,
one
we already
pick,
knew we had no picks, but
but
now we
you
officially have no
legit,
picks.
yeah,
Um,
but yeah, I think for Portland it's the same. And when you look back in 5 years, like yeah, obviously the Bucks are more than likely going to go to the finals against the Nuggets this year. If everything on paper happens, the Suns might have something to say about that. But in the East, you're pretty much just looking at them, right? And maybe Boston can find their way to fucking sneak something. We have no
right.
shot. We're still way too young, where it matters in the NBA. And yeah, so obviously the Bucks, but they could win a chip or two in the next couple years. But in 5 years, when Scoot's in his prime and they're doing their thing, that team probably could be like, "Yo, we got 10 years of Dame, and we
Right.
have this for the next 10." I'm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty good. I kind of agree with you. I think the West is going to be hard to get into, just in general. We'll talk about that again about a month from now, probably. But I think they will be fighting. They're not going to be trying to lose. I agree with you there, but I think the West will just be tough to get into. All right, so moving up the perceived rankings with the trade teams is my team now. So we got rid of Aiton. We got in Yusuf Nurkic. We got Grayson Allen, who we will probably deal back out, I would assume. Nasir Little and Keon Johnson. Keon Johnson might even get cut or G League. I'm not sure. I don't think we have the roster spot for him. But anyways,
He was
that's what
about
we
three
got,
letters off of being excited about that.
right? Um, but of course, the key piece is the starter. It's Yusuf Nurkic. He is not as good of a basketball player as DeAndre Ayton. I don't think anybody in Phoenix is going to believe that. I don't think anybody, except for hopefully Yusuf Nurkic, I don't think anybody believes that. But what he does is what this team needs. If he tries to shoot a shot, we're going to be like, yo, that's one shot too many. Can you not do that? He either needs to make dunks or layups. He can shoot fine from like 12 feet, but we don't need him to. We want him to play defense and we want him to buy in, and that's really all it is. Aiton didn't want to buy in. He didn't buy in at Arizona. He hasn't bought in at the Suns. He bought in for 1 year, and we made the NBA Finals. And then he got pissed and he stopped buying in, and we
You
never
mean
made it
paid?
back. Well, sure. Nurkic isn't going to be like that. He's going to play hard. He wants a spot. He wants a contract. He wants these things, and he gets to play with the best team he's ever played with. So why not be happy about that? So I'm happy in that regard. It does suck. There will be games where like Beal is hurt. Durant's resting because you get to rest like one player. Like Beal's actually hurt. Durant's trying to rest. And it's going to be Booker and Nurkic, and it's going to suck. And Nurkic isn't going to be able to pick up that offensive load that Ayton had. But we just have to remember that that's not why we brought him in. We brought him in to be a defensive guy and a rebounder. And I think he's going to do that. And I see around the chats the whole way, like he's not even as good on defense as Ayton is. And those people have never watched a Phoenix Suns basketball game because DeAndre Ayton is not his film. They've watched DeAndre Ayton film, and the fact that he can be a good defender, that is not 48 minutes, DeAndre Ayton. If you watch that, he's not a good defender because he doesn't give two shits about being a good defender. If he would have defended, we probably would have gotten the ball. So like, I'm not gonna slander him too much longer, but I am happy to get rid of him. And now there remains just one guy from the finals roster, Devin Booker. He's here to bring us back to the finals again. It's crazy. The finals was only like 3 years ago, and we have one guy on the roster that went there. But I'm excited. I think it'll be good, and I think we will be competing. You mentioned it will
That
probably
is
be the
crazy.
Bucks versus the Nuggets, but I think it's that top four. Obviously, you play the games, or that's why you play the game, or whatever Herm Edwards said. But it's going to be one of those four. It's Denver, Phoenix, Milwaukee, or Boston. If I had to put money down, it's one of those four. I would take them over the field any day. So I'm glad to be in the conversation.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be, I want to say a fun year, but obviously we're just all those fucking games that are going to be on ESPN and ABC. That's all you're going to hear about. Are they going to be able to contend with the top of the East? Are they going to be able to contend with the top of the West? Because it's
Yeah.
so front heavy. And we were just thinking, like, and it's weird because of all the parity that's been going on the last 5-6 years in the league. This seems like one of the years that's going to stop, and it's going to be like this for the next couple of years. Because that's why I think everybody was so excited about Dame going to the Heat, because it doesn't make them automatic, right? Like Jimmy
Right.
Butler and Bam aren't like, holy shit, it's Jimmy and Bam. Adding Dame to those two doesn't automatically make them the best in the East. Adding him to Giannis, makes immediately the best in the fucking West. And if they're going to pull out Bobby Portis as the
The six
three
man.
and have Brook,
He's going to be the
like, no,
six man.
they said potential starting lineup was going to be Bobby Portis at the 3. That
Then
would be
who's the two?
fucking insane. Uh, Chris Middleton, what do you mean?
He's the 3.
Chris Middleton,
If Chris
Bobby Portis,
Middleton's the 2 and Bobby Portis is
Giannis.
the 3, they will lose. They will be the 4 seed in the East. That would be fucking stupid. That would be so
I don't
bad.
know.
That would be so
That would.
bad.
I mean, I feel like the only reason that. What a snag! What a snag! That was some Zay Jones type shit, except he didn't keep it in. Sorry, but I feel like the only reason that was said was because of the fact. But surprise, Jay Crowder's still in Milwaukee. I genuinely think they're holding his ass hostage and
Good. Fuck him.
wanting him to be like, listen, let it be clear now. We will start Bobby Portis before we start you, my boy.
I think Pat Connaughton will start. It's weird because Pat Connaughton is not a starting caliber. No offense to him. I think he's really awesome. He's athletic. It's great. He's not a starting caliber shooting guard, but I think he will start the season as their shooting guard. But to your point, or to my point, actually, that I came up with earlier while you were talking about it, they have a weakness, and that's where it is. And if you have Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, they have a weakness at the both guards defensively, and you will be able to weaken that spot. Now, obviously, they have Brook Lopez and Giannis, so you don't want to break down the defense and go too deep into the paint, but you can break down those two guys on defense. So they do have some weaknesses. They'll have to shore them up. They have about 6 good players, and you need maybe 7 or 8 when it comes down to playoff time. So we'll see. But they definitely won the trade, right? Milwaukee is. They were already one of the favorites. Now they are far and away the favorites. I think all 3 teams won. Honestly, I do believe that everybody got what they wanted. But if you had to pick a winner of the trade, it's the Bucks, and it's not any other way around it.
Yeah, I agree. And if what I saw was correct, there's another fucking on a Takupo brother.
Yeah.
A new one,
The youngest one, right? The
another one,
fourth one.
a
Yeah.
fourth one. Yes. So there's now once again 3 fucking on the Kupos on that team. So again, I don't think the organization really cares about the bottom uh 5 guys. They're just worried about that top 7, and they'll
Yeah.
figure it out, which is crazy. But I mean, they really got a gem in Brook Lopez of being able to solidify that starting 5,
Right.
and for him to be able to revitalize his career like that, helped them out monumentally. Like, thought Bobby Portis was going to come out and be the next guy. He said, "Bruh, you're not going to see. You're not even going to be a center. Like, calm down, little man. Go in when Giannis is out." So for him to come up and step up like that in 21 and build off of it, that's crazy.
Yeah. So last thing on basketball, Giannis demanded that the organization, show him that they want to build a winner, or he was going to be out. He did that 2 years ago. They brought in Drew Holiday. They won a championship. Now he did it again, saying he's not going to sign the extension unless you prove to him you want to build a winner. They bring in Dame Lillard. Does Giannis have to sign that fucking extension now? Can he put his name on the paper? These guys did him right.
He's got this year and next year though,
I know,
too.
but they
So
did
he
him
doesn't
right.
have to
They
sign an
did him right.
extension. We don't know that yet.
They did the
Dame could
best they
get
could
hurt.
do.
He could be like, yeah, see, this is why I go to another country. I was gonna say another
They
country, another
turned
team.
they turned Grayson Allen into Damian Lillard, pretty much straight up. Like, what? How did that happen? So
Because they
that's
were
the
able to get
craziest part, right?
DeAndre, and then that
They didn't
too.
have to give shit up. They gave a first round pick and a pick
Oh, they
swap
gave
or
up
whatever.
Drew too.
Oh yeah, Drew. Oh yeah, so
That's
let's
right.
let's
Drew went to
actually,
the Blazers.
yeah, but he's gonna be gone, right? So let's talk a little bit
Yeah,
about
he's
Drew.
got. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be
He's
sold.
not going to play on that team because he doesn't fit. They took him probably for financial purposes and the ability to flip him into something else. So if you're Miami, do you now pivot to Drew? Is Drew the second best thing since if you can't get Dame?
Yeah, has to be right. They they missed out on a big piece, and that's something that they really were looking into. Now we're at a point in time, the preseason starts here in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Yeah, 2 weeks. Holy
this
shit.
coming up weekend. Actually, 1 week. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 week away. So yeah, it's coming up. So that's got to be their go-to, right? And they've been looking, so that you got to think that's going to be the team that really wants. Now, you go maybe the Raptors, another team. Just
Hmm.
pretty much look for the teams that were looking at Dame and
Right.
take a couple of them
Exactly.
out. Like the Wizards. Wizards ain't going after fucking Drew.
Wizards won't get him.
Um,
He's going to
but
contender, right? Like that's where he makes the most sense. He's an
yeah.
older
So
player.
you
He's not going to go to a rebuilding team.
if I was in Vegas right now, I would probably put $100 on Toronto and $50 on Miami, just to try to hedge bets. But but those are the two places I could definitely see him. Those are both great fits. You got to think the only thing with the Heat is he's going to get run out of the gym by his own team. Half
Right.
the time he's not going to be able to keep up with what they do
Him
down
and
here in
Kyle
the
Lowry will be
305.
waddling down to.
Yeah, but that's literally why like Kyle's big hipped ass isn't Kyle Lowry anymore, because he's still suffering from that first season in Miami,
Right.
trying to get conditioned. But that's why I think in Toronto it would be a really good fit up there and what they're doing. And it would take a lot of the pressure off of a man who just made bank and Fred Van
Van
Vliet.
Vliet. Yeah.
And I mean, and who knows, maybe Drew could be a good off ball guy. He's got the size for it. And for that team to be able to rotate another guard, that would help them out a lot. For a team that really relies on their wings, to be able to feed that up to a guy in Drew and then Fred, I think that would help that team out a lot more than it makes a lot more sense than Drew to Miami, because like, but he's going to play 25, 30 minutes a game, tops, and that's not, what are they going to give up for that? They're going to give up all their role players that help them get to the Eastern Conference Finals every season? No.
Right. The only last team I can see, and this is if they get a bug in their ear that Donovan Mitchell is super happy in Cleveland and doesn't want to go anywhere, and that's the New York Knicks. Now, if the Knicks,
That's not going to
everybody,
fucking happen.
everybody and their mom expects the Knicks to sign Donovan Mitchell as soon as his contract's up, right? But
Yeah.
if they believe that's not going to happen, Drew would be a good thing to go. So if you're a Cavs fan, maybe you want Drew to go to New York, and then you're like, hey, now Donovan can stay here. And
That would be nice,
happy.
but I don't see the Knicks are a team who always shoot themselves in their own foot,
That's why
but
they would
not
sign
in
Drew.
not in that way though. Like
Yeah.
it's not like they just somehow go ow, and then they look down and they're like, how did that happen? They don't ever like knowingly.
Actually do it.
This would knowingly be shooting themselves in their own foot. No, it's always, whoa, how the fuck did that happen? I don't see them doing that. And I also probably guarantee you the GM's office has probably been loaded with letters and emails and TikToks and all that dumb shit the kids do nowadays of threats if he were to do that, knowing the circumstances. Because even as a Cavs fan, I I think that's why Kobe Altman was out driving drunk and got arrested last week, just knowing that the end is near with Donovan Mitchell, and he tried everything he could to get him to sign before the season and couldn't get it done and went out and got wasted and tried to drive home and got pulled over and went to jail because there's no way we can keep him, and we're nowhere near, like, we're about 2 years off with Evan Mobley to be able to do something, and we're about 15 pounds of muscle off of Jared Allen to be able to do something. So we know this season is a bust. And did we give up a lot for Donovan? No. But have we paid the motherfucker a lot of money for 2 years of nothing? Yeah. So it kind of, at the end of the day, it's gonna suck. But man, was that 70-point game not fucking fun to watch? And we can
Right.
always replay it in a Cavs uniform.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk a little bit about football.
Aw,
Congratulations, Milwaukee,
boo.
Phoenix, and Portland. You did your thing. But let's talk a little bit about football. And yes, boo, we waited because there's not much to talk about. Literally, all of our teams had a tough week. Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, and UCF all lost. Florida played like shit against Charlotte. Um, Obviously we didn't have to play well. We're looking forward to Kentucky. We
Hey,
just
we
came
beat
off
Tennessee,
Tennessee.
baby.
Yeah, like we just came off a Tennessee win, and Kentucky is next week. This is why we schedule cupcakes in the middle of the season, right? Like this is why. But we did not look good against them. Is that a cause for concern, or is it literally
It
just, hey, we're
is,
waiting for
man.
the SEC schedule?
It it's like when you watch that game against Charlotte and you're like, Napier, what the fuck are we calling? Like, what the fuck
Yep.
are we doing? Like, Graham Mertz is probably sitting there saying the same shit. Like, we're playing like dude has a noodle arm and he's
Yep.
playing like as an amputee. It sucks. Like, this dude is fucking Graham the Man Mertz. Motherfucker slings it. Fucking cheddar cheese arm, bro. Bullets from Wisconsin. The man fucking cook. Nah, not fucking happening. It's annoying as fuck. But hey, hopefully that defense can stay true and travel well,
Right.
because I swear to God, if two out of 3 years becomes a new fucking stat, I'm going to
Ugh.
shoot myself in the fucking mouth. Like it was, you woke up, the sun set, and Florida beat Kentucky for
Yeah.
6 fucking generations, or 6 generations, 6 decades. And now we're going to what, lose 2 out of 3
That's
years? We won last year, right?
yeah.
No,
We
lost
lost
last
his
year.
first year. No, we lost his first year, right? Or was last year his first year?
Did we win last
Oh,
year?
fucking
No, we lost last year. No, we won last year, I think. I don't remember. But either way, it was fucking two reasons. It's not going to become the new fucking norm. And
yeah.
man, that game scares you. But hopefully that defense is able to get it done. You don't hear about any great, cool quarterbacks in Kentucky anymore. Talking about you, Will Levis, fuck you, Titans suck. Um, but so hopefully that's a good thing that they're not going to be great. They don't have great defenders in Josh Allen. He's on
Right.
our team sucking it up. Played one good game in the first game of the season. I got 3 sacks. I'm gonna keep it there. But yeah, all right, we'll see. I don't want to get too happy. I'm excited we beat Tennessee. That's always been a good rivalry, back and
Right.
forth rivalry. Kentucky can call it whatever they want. This is a gimme in Gators' eyes.
Yeah.
It's nothing near the R word for them. But yeah, this and in Kentucky, we're playing like shit. We suck. So yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah,
I'm
it's gonna be
scared.
tough, but I
That's
think
why I'm
we'll
wearing
beat
this
them.
now. This might be the last time I can fucking wear this shit this year.
I think we'll beat them. I think we will lose quite a few SEC games this year, but I don't think Kentucky is one of them. So
Yeah, I
UCF,
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead if you got something
I
with
was gonna say
Florida.
I watched that last episode of that
Oh, nice.
whatever swamp buggy shit, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's
Untold
cool.
Swampies or
It was
something.
cool. It was all right. Still dumb. No juice. None. Nothing. Nothing at all. And we
Yeah.
got fucking Chandler Jones over here talking about crying, crying on IG Live or whatever it was, saying, you think Chico or whatever his nickname was for Aaron Hernandez, you think mine? Can't say that word. I'm not gangster anymore. Killed himself. And forgot what nickname he said for him. He started bawling, crying. Now everybody wants him to go back to the hospital to get another wellness check. Saying like Josh McDaniels set him up or some shit. Or like some weird shit with him and Aaron Hernandez. Yeah, but no juice, none of that. Nothing in that whatsoever. Just Tim Tebow trying to fucking tug at my heartstrings about 2009. That was going to be
That should have
the
been a
year.
win. We should have won a
My
game.
dad is gone. I was like, my dad is gone. We're going to win it for him. Fuck you, Bama.
We definitely should have won that year. That was really sad.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, go Gators.
Yeah.
You got us through this weekend. UCF, welcome to the Big
Yeah.
12.
They got their taste of Big 12 football, man, that now they learned you have to play for the full 60 minutes or whatever it is in college. It's still 60, right?
And that big conference ref favoritism is fucking
Mm,
real.
yeah.
Like they ain't showing no new favors to the new fucks. They don't like you. You're still UCF. You're making fucking these refs. You're fucking. They're probably pissed off because they're the ones traveling to this fucking game this
Right.
weekend, all the way across the fucking country to Florida to play fucking Baylor when they could have just went 2 hour flight to fucking Texas like they normally
Yeah.
would because they're the fucking Big 12.
But
So it
our
was.
team played really well for the most part. Timmy McClain is a backup. It is what it is, right?
I thought you were gonna
He
say it's
looked
the
like a backup.
badass.
He looked like a backup. He looked like he was fine. He apparently threw an amazing deep ball the one time I wasn't looking at the fucking TV. I literally watched that entire
Dot,
game
bro.
except for one play, and apparently I missed
Dot.
it because it was like right after halftime, right? Because I got up and I
Think
went to go
so.
cook, and I was gonna come back at the end of halftime, and the water was like just boiling, or I was pouring out the things. I was like, all right, I can hurry up. It's like the first play, and then I look up and it's a fucking touchdown.
Uh, I was like, what a
Um,
dot. You were like, yeah, I didn't see it.
but anyways, other than that, like our running game looked awesome. Our defense looked awesome until it didn't. Which is just the nature of you have to play the full 48 or however many minutes it is in college. I really don't know. Is it 15-minute quarters or 12 in
15.
college? 15, yeah. So you have to play the full 60 minutes, and they didn't. And that's what it is. Like we were tied at 24. I think it was 24, and we fouled them on third down, which would have caused fourth down, and they went down and scored a touchdown. The very next possession, McClain threw the dumbest fucking throw you will ever see a quarterback throw. Well, unless you're Deshaun Watson spinning around throwing it at your own end zone.
That was dumb.
But he threw a really dumb throw. And after those two plays, it's like the team gave up. They were like, well, can't win this game. And like, that's such bullshit. That's stuff that's got to come out. I think they were like, that shit won't fly into Big 12, and they just kind of deflated them, you know? So we got to bounce back against Baylor. Baylor is bad. Baylor should lose. If we cannot beat Baylor at home, then we have no business being in this conference. So
But the
let's
same
go out there and let's
thing
do it.
with Baylor, like they're always I loved that the Oregon game. Like, shout out Colorado, you learned a lesson. But they kept talking about those big fucking tackles Colorado has. I noticed at the first game of the season, like, yo, these can they even bend over? And they kept alluding to like the fact that yo, these 168, 1610, I think, and like these ends are just getting low around them. So that's one thing about Baylor. These boys are still big. So we'll see how
Yeah, that's true.
we're able to handle that size because we're used to seeing Cincinnati, and that's about
Right.
it in the size department. So
Not
we'll
these
see how that's
Texas
able to affect
homegrown
us.
boys.
Yeah, and see what happens. I don't know if they have any 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" big dudes. But
They got that one
yeah,
cheerleader or dance team member or whatever. Have you seen that?
no.
The
All
cheerleader?
these colleges do.
No, there's like a Baylor cheerleader. It's a woman, but she is massive.
Oh no, I
Like
haven't.
she is the bottom of the pyramid for sure.
I
But hey, they
saw
win national championships, so good for her. But she is like yoked, not like overweight. She is like massive.
I saw a
It's
college
crazy.
volleyball player that looked like the there was no pickles on my burger, SpongeBob. Looked like him, but as a female. One was fucking not built like blah, 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 with my pickles. Fucking
Well, the Baylor
wow.
cheerleader girl is full on upside down triangle, like what a male wants to look like beast
Like
mode.
bro,
So
Keisha Lesnar.
yeah, like props to her though. They win national championships. I ain't hating on nobody.
Fuck man, I'm playing
But
David Montgomery. I don't even think this dude sets his lineup. And
our guy with David Montgomery doesn't set his lineup either. That's hilarious. Oh,
fuck
Montgomery got a
you.
third touchdown. Fuck. It's all right. St.
Yeah,
Brown already hit his
I'm saying.
projection, so I'm straight.
But yeah,
That
I
guy
think
was
this is
gonna
gonna be
win.
I think this is gonna be a good game. We should have won with John Rice Plumlee
Yeah,
playing
I
that
think
game.
so
I feel
too.
like it would have been a lot closer, a lot less 3-and-outs, longer possessions, longer drives, free up the defense a little bit, give them a little more rest. That would have helped them out because at the end of the game, you alluded to a little bit, they just weren't there anymore. It's hard to be when you're fucking on the field for 40 minutes of a
Exactly.
game. But I mean, I don't know if that was the actual numbers, but it sure as
It
hell
sure
felt
felt
like it.
like it.
The defense was on
Because
there
they
for a
could
long
run
time.
all over us, dude. It was nasty the way they run all over us.
Yeah.
Whoever that one dude
So, but
was, shout
Baylor,
out to him, Gibbons or whatever the hell
Giddens,
his name
bro,
was. Giddens.
Giddens. He
That
was
dude,
getting him some yards.
he was good. So I hope he does it again
Yeah,
so it doesn't look like it was just us. But
for
he was
real.
good.
I mean, he looks like he can. He was a big dude.
Yeah, he
He
was.
had the swag with the visor thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand why all them guys do that turf tape when it pops off the first time they fucking go down.
I don't know.
It's weird.
Probably because it would hurt like shit if you fell on
Why not get a
it. Get it
retaped every
retaped?
drive? The
I
whole
don't
game, you
know.
just see that shit flapping. Like that whole game, Giddens was just, it was that right here, just flapping.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird.
I understand. I don't know, dude. I don't know. And then in the NFL,
But
both of
yeah,
our teams
big
suck
bounce
now.
back.
So
Oh no, we saw. I mean, y'all should, right? Y'all have fucking
I
Baker
know
Mayfield.
we're trying to suck.
We lost to the second worst team in the league, which now makes us the second worst team in the league. Third worst. Cardinals and Bears
Cardinals beat the
are
Cowboys.
fighting for that.
Like, what is going on, man?
You're right. Because I was going to come on this thing last week and talk about shout out to Joe. Like, we're about to have an old school Super Bowl. We're about to have the Cowboys and the Dolphins. The Dolphins did their part on what I would have said. And the Cowboys said, not so fast, my friend, in my Lee Corso voice. And fucking shit the bed, man. That was
Dude, that was
crazy to
tough.
watch. And that's why I'm fucking starting Jared Goff so he can get me just as many points as fucking Dak would, 12, handing the ball off to a guy who's about to score 40 on me.
So
Wild times.
we don't have too long to dissect all of the games, but is Dallas like that defense? Was that Trayvon Diggs' hole that big? Like,
No.
how did James Conner just run all
No,
over these fools?
that's what the Cowboys do, man. They get full of themselves. They take a week off and they don't care. Like that's just what they do. And we've seen with that coaching staff, they're not great at preparing. That's always been Mike
It's true.
McCarthy's thing. He's not the best at that. He's not the best at I guess scouting. I don't know what the fuck it is. Not gonna sit here and lie and act like I know the ends of that team. But it just goes with that staff. That's just what they do. They do it every year. What was it, 2 years ago when they went 13-3? Their 3 losses, I think, were to like the fucking the then Redskins, fucking name another shitty team and another okay team. Like they weren't losing to teams they should lose to, and that's just
Right.
what they do. So I think that was a little bit of that. And again, it's the National Football League. They're all professionals. They're all really good players. They were all the best players in their counties and that whole spiel. But at the end of the day, yeah, fucking Cardinals suck. Their GM was probably the only person in that stadium that wasn't happy with that win. He was probably pissed the fuck off knowing the Bears are about to get it again and trade it. So he's going to have to give up draft picks to be able to get fucking Caleb now if they end up losing every other game and win. So that sucks for them. But nah, Cowboys I think will be fine in the long run. It does suck because that offense is still showing that they're not anywhere near where they should be. They get rid of Zeke because they're comfortable with Pollard. Pollard looked good coming into week one.
Right.
Hasn't really shown that again. And then you got CeeDee. He had 2 drops in that game against the Cardinals. 2 crucial drops late in that game against the Cardinals. So he's not doing anything. Gallup, he's getting way too many targets for what that team was wanting to do here in the beginning of the season. I forget the draft pick's name that they got a receiver late, blowing it up in training camp, not doing shit. It's
They
what
really
they
miss
do.
Dalton Schultz. They have Ferguson as their guy now.
Yeah,
they really
Schultz,
miss Schultz, dude. He was their guy. He was their probably number 2 receiver, really. And they don't have him anymore. So this Ferguson guy, he's a rookie. He's gonna have to get it together real quick. He's doing fine in fantasy. He's like tight end number 5, but
defense still played out. Defense still played out of their mind. The offense just couldn't put up more than 16 points.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
But
Jaguars,
so this
suck.
week we are heading to London for the first of the international Jacksonville secondary home games. You get Atlanta. Are you happy about that? I mean, you guys should be able to stop Atlanta.
Yeah, we should. But
hey, Desmond Ridder is no CJ Stroud.
Am I waking up? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set my alarm for 9:30. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna press Disney Plus on my smart TV remote, and I'm gonna go to the Toy Story broadcasting, and I'm gonna fall asleep watching that. And then I'm gonna wake up at 1 o'clock, go to the bar and help them in the kitchen, and be pissed the fuck off that we're now 1-3 and we are fucking trash. I guarantee.
Do you not have Junior on Sunday? Because you should have him watch the Toy Story one. That would be dope.
No, they know about it. They hopefully they're not gonna be. Ain't nobody they're gonna be. But I'm not even. I'm gonna wake up and.
I will not be. I will not be
waking up at 9:30 in the morning.
I will not be waking up at 6:30 to watch some Toy Story kids run around.
He won't even be awake at fucking 9:30 in the morning. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm looking forward to. Our pass rush is not a thing. Josh Allen got 3 sacks the first game, and that's that. That's it. We're probably last in anything that has to do with pressure on the quarterback, touching the quarterback, sacking the quarterback. We fucking suck. CJ Stroud was the most sacked motherfucker in the first 2 weeks with 15, and I don't even think we know what gum he was chewing on. It's sad.
Yeah, that is sad. Yeah, our whole like I said, our whole teams were tough. Hopefully somebody bounces back this year or this week. Hopefully Florida beats Kentucky, UCF beats Baylor. We are playing the Saints, so really the division is up for grabs. Famous Jameis gets to come try to have a revenge game against us, but I don't think
Derek Carr is injured.
Yeah, I don't think that he's physically capable of revenge. He'll throw 2 touchdowns, throw 2 picks. He'll have 250 yards, and it won't be his fault. It won't be his fault if they win, and it won't be his fault if they lose. He'll do the same stats every time. So I'm glad he's not on my team.
Is it in Tampa or in New Orleans?
It is. I'm not sure. Honestly. So who knows?
Because if he were to win in Tampa, you already know he's going to take a lap around that stadium.
He better eat a W if he fucking wins.
Either way, he's going to eat a W.
It's in New Orleans. It's in New Orleans. I hope the camera pops onto him and he does his W celebration so that everybody can. If he scores, that should be a celebration every time, right? Just eating a W.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he knows how to run, but if he has a run,
they should put him in and let him eat a fucking W.
Yeah, he should. All right, what else do we have to talk about? We can give a shout out to the Dolphins on our going out shout outs, but what other
the Jaguars should lose every fucking game and draft Caleb Williams.
You already wouldn't. Oh, you only have one win, right? Because the Bears are going to lose out. Well, I guess that's the question, right? Are the Bears going to draft Caleb Wilson, or do they really believe that Justin Fields can do anything?
I think they believe the fans. We need everybody in that stadium, that office, that locker room, besides Justin Fields. They can't protect this fucking man. They're going to ruin this kid's career. He's not going to have one on any other fucking team. Any other team, they're going to see what he does, and they're going to be like, nah, this ain't college, bro. Can't fucking do that.
He has one read, and then he bails.
Bro, I'm saying, Anthony Richardson is he can't run like Anthony Richardson. That's what we knew this. We knew. No.
Yeah.
No. He looked good in Ohio State. He played in the Big Ten. He folded against Penn State. He folded against Michigan, against the only two teams that were really pretty good on defense.
Right.
Entertain him. Yeah, that's every fucking team. That's the Houston Texans in the NFL. Like, that's every fucking team. And their line is the worst in the NFL. So I agree with the fans in the aspect that they are going to get the guy fucking killed. But I also don't think with a perfect line gets you more than 8 or 9 wins.
Yeah, so, I agree.
Yeah, but no, that whole city, and they're trying to make an hour and a half out of the city, which is probably a good thing because they had fucking people going and fucking drag out a shed of equipment. I don't fucking know what happened. That place is in shambles. But yeah, no, I really do think Justin Fields. That's a wrap. Justin Fields does have a chance on that team and that organization solely because the fans love him so much for no fucking reason.
Well, hey, that means you guys have a chance if you lose out, I guess, because there will be a lot of one-loss teams.
We probably fucking will. We've had a lot of goods this season, and we already lost to the worst fucking one we play twice.
I don't know. Tennessee looks like the worst to me.
It was in Jacksonville.
They're going to be playing Will Levis very soon because Tannehill is doing nothing. It is so gross to watch him play football right now.
I don't think I'll put Levis out at all. He's gonna. He needs that. He just needs to hang out. We need to get back to that. Remember back in the day, like how many great quarterbacks have we had? Like just really good quarterbacks. We've had a good bit. You know when that stopped happening? About 10 years ago.
When
we were like, we drafted you. You're fucking playing. Sam Bradford was probably when it all started. This dude's really fucking good. Let's start him now. Oh no, he can't move his neck. Damn, his shoulder's busted. Because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing and he got hit too much. Didn't let go of the ball. You see it all the time in college. You see it in a lot of young kids in the NFL. They don't know when to do what and what to do when. Because it's a different fucking, and that's the most important position. It's like it's insane. And so that's why you always gave the guy a couple years of rest.
That's true. And Mahomes sat for like half a year and a half, whatever it was. I think it was like a year and a half, maybe 2.5.
Because he got drafted. Yeah, he got drafted. They were okay. Next year, go to AFC Championship game. Then Alex Smith gets traded.
Right.
So right after the AFC Championship game. Like, thank you. Have fun in Washington breaking your leg.
That solidifies your point, I guess. So.
Oh wait, he had already broken his leg.
Yeah, he was already on the comeback. They literally just kept him on the team so he could come back and go earn another paycheck. So good for them.
Oh yeah, but it's they need to get back to that point. It's going to help with everybody. Anthony Richardson, already gone by.
Concussed. He was balling too, dude.
But bro, you're going to get hurt playing like that. Like that's obvious. Bryce Young hobbling around already. Like these guys, like yes, they're really good at football. We all can see and agree and understand that every single day these kids are getting born better. It's just the way we are. Like we weren't ever built. Like we were built for fucking eating food, especially us white people. Like what the fuck? We're not built for anything great. Like I got all my buddies in the hood. They're fucking sitting around eating potato chips all day, but they got a 6-pack. I'm eating potato chips all day looking like this. We're not fucking built for this shit. Nowadays, these kids are starting to get fucking like, you're like, what's in the water? What's in the milk nowadays? Kids are just getting built bigger. getting fucking everybody. It's weird seeing a 16-year-old kid with a fucking grown ass beard looking like your face. Like, what's up, man? Can I see your ID? Oh man, I left it in the car. Man, how old are you? Like, I'm 16. Like, damn, I thought you was actually like 21. Holy fuck. It's just weird nowadays, dude. So it's going to keep happening. These guys are going to be better in 15 years. Going to be faster than they are. And I don't know. Can you imagine in 20 years if people start getting a sub 4.240? Like, yo, look at this guy with the 4.13. And it's all of them.
They will.
That's insane. But yeah, so I agree. These quarterbacks nowadays could damn well be the best quarterbacks we've ever seen. Absolutely the most athletic. They're not fucking drinking bourbon because it's cold out to play. And they do this full time now. But obviously most athletic. But yeah, they're going to get these kids killed just throwing them out there to start because it's a lot more in between the ears, especially at the quarterback position. You see a lot of times these young tackles and guards and kids on the line, they don't really do too good at first. They get hurt a lot off rip. And they're like, oh, but these young receivers, yeah, the receivers have 4 things they do. They have a route tree. And if it's not in the route tree, it's because it's just a log, a love of the game route. You're just doing it to do it. Just do it to get the fuck out of the way. Clear the space. You love the game, right? Go fucking do it. But it's simple for a lot of the cornerbacks. You just got to be able to react. If you're quick, you're fast. They want you on your younger end because that's when you're quickest and fastest. You're going to play. Quarterbacks, let them chill, bro. Let them fucking chill. What did Tom Brady do? Chill. Not a long time. Drew Bledsoe got hurt, and they're like, oh, wait a minute. What's this third
They
neck
wanted him to
motherfucker
chill
doing?
longer. Yeah. Just Bledsoe got hurt.
They're like, this 2 chin having motherfucker's pretty good. And now he has 1 chin and $1 billion, and his ex-wife is fucking Giselle. Crazy.
For sure. All right, so what else do we have before we get out of here?
I don't know. Hey, yeah, shout out to fucking. Did we ever talk about this? Fucking stupid ass USA basketball. So fucking.
Oh, probably. I think we did talk about them.
Oh. So are we gonna have a Redeem Team 2.0 coming into the Olympics? Do you think?
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be LeBron, Dame, Booker, Tatum, like all these dudes, and they're gonna go out there and they're gonna win by 800 points every game.
I hope so, because
although really they might not. Like Canada is sitting here doing what they did without Andrew Wiggins. Now I know Andrew Wiggins is not some world beater, but they did what they did without Andrew Wiggins. Greece did not have Giannis. Serbia did not have Jokic, and they made it to the knockout round. These teams are fucking good, dude. Germany, I think they had everybody. I think the team that won actually had everybody that they needed, but we would destroy that Germany team with our other guys. But the world is just getting better, bro. They're getting better, and that's cool. But yeah, we will have a team that will win.
But and really, yeah, Serbia, they didn't have Joker, but they had every other motherfucker that's good in that nation, right? Fucking Luka was out there, and he was present.
Luka's not that dude, bro.
He was there, especially in international play, but he definitely gets exposed in international play for sure. But what I'm trying to say is, if every country put out the 30th to 42nd best players in their country, and I don't even think this lineup was even where I'm giving these guys a lot of fucking credit doing that. Right. I don't even think they're close to that. If you give me the 50 to 62nd best player from every country, yeah, we're gonna fucking destroy every country still. I genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
But these guys are bringing their fucking A team when we're bringing our F plus team, and we're like, oh, but we're America. We're supposed to be the best. Like, are we that fucking ignorant? Like, are we that just stupid to think that we can really go out there and we're America?
Listen, Anthony Edwards,
whatever the fuck his name was, Nate Smith. I didn't even drink today, and I can't even think of the
Anthony Edwards was the best player on our team, and he's never made an All NBA team, right? Like, he's not one of the 15 best players in the NBA. And
he will be.
He will be, sure, absolutely. He might be this year, probably not.
You know what? A B team that still wouldn't have won this. Give me Anthony Edwards. Give me Jason Tatum. Who do I want on at point? Who's an okay point guard? Give me Darius Garland at point.
Jalen Brunson was fine.
A good power forward. Give me Jaren Jackson at 4. And then I think Jalen Brunson could play on the USA team. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's there yet. Josh Hart doesn't need to be anywhere near that fucking roster. Give me a center.
Towns.
An okay center.
Towns
DeAndre Ayton.
Dominican Republic or whatever. Shit.
Yeah, give me DeAndre Ayton. All right.
But he's Bahamian.
Okay team. They're gonna get all right, fuck. DeMarcus Cousins. Fuck it. I don't
Hell yeah. Hell
Dwight
yeah.
Howard.
DeMarcus Cousins would run that bitch.
But still, he would be the best player on the fucking court. But that team's gonna get run by fucking half the teams we played in this FIBA World Cup. Like, these guys are the fucking best guys in their country. Oh, but they didn't have Joker. They had the fucking 2 through 12. Like we didn't have LeBron, but we had motherfucking everybody else in their mom there. If we would have done that, we would have ran them by 50 points. And it's just like, when do we start taking pride in this shit? Like, we did for a while. We stopped. Then we're like, all right, we need the NBA players fucking playing this shit. And then we're like, all right, we're gonna stop again. We're going no. And then LeBron's like, yo, fuck this, Kobe, let's go. And Kobe's like, all right, 38-0. Ain't never losing a game in this shit. I don't give a fuck if it's exhibition, if it's FIBA limit, FIBA suck my dick. 38-0. And then he stopped, and then now we don't give a fuck anymore. And it's like, what the?
Yeah.
This like the fuck. It sucks. Like, you're not making.
Let's get.
You're not making millions of.
Play for him.
I'm down. Put me in a nice hotel room. Give me some nice food. Yeah. The fuck? Are we flying Emiratis?
Austin Reeves hustle plays, baby.
Are we flying some Emiratis? I'll do it, boy. Let's get it. Where we going? But bro, it's frustrating. And then all the flack these guys are getting, and like, they did what they could. I mean, what the fuck did you expect? They're playing the best players in the world. Literally, the rest of the world's best players. Every nation's best fucking players. It's asinine. I don't get it. Hopefully, obviously, LeBron's like, oh man, right, sign me up. I'm going. Right. That's gonna be cool. But like, what's this next generation of talent?
Ronnie's gonna be there with him. Watch. It's gonna be.
No, I'm not worried about that. Like,
I'm just saying.
Okay, he could have been like, what did Austin Reeves do? Austin Reeves is LeBron James' son, but he's white. He plays just like Bronny, but he's white and way better and smarter and probably more athletic, especially now that Bronny had a heart attack. Too soon?
Nah.
But yeah, like, what are we going to do? Obviously, LeBron's not playing in the one 6 years from fucking now, right? Or wait, no, it's next year. So 5 years from now, he's not playing in the next Summer Olympics after this next one. So what's the next generation going to do? KD's going to be done. Like, what are the Anthony Edwards? What are the Jason Tatums? What are the Jaylen Browns? Jaylen Brown? Yeah. Like, what are these guys? Are they going to be the ones that step up and take over and come in and do it? Is Dame going to step up and join in the Olympics that's coming up one? You know, like, are we going to have Donovan Mitchell go in and do it? Like, are we going to have these great young stars come in and fill the shoes of the LeBrons, of the Kobes, of the Dwight Howards, of the DeMarcus Cousins, and know that you're the best of the best and show up and fucking do it, even though you're making $100,000 and a shit ton of Nike wear. Sure. I gotta go stay in the what do they call it? Where all the athletes stay?
The athlete village.
Yeah, I don't get a fancy hotel room. I gotta be wherever they choose for the athletes. Suck it up, bro. It's for America. Like, FIBA World Cup, I should be getting ready for the season, man. I'm making $45 million a year. I can't take time. Bro, it's the World Cup. Go take 2 weeks off and have fun. Play at fucking 4 a.m. Do it for your country. Come back, get your ass to work.
And still be fine. Yeah, exactly.
Well, what if I get hurt? If you did it for your country. Tough shit. It's better than fucking running down the fucking field with an American flag and then popping your fucking Achilles on the fourth play. You could have been doing shit in the fucking offseason, son. I mean, different sport, but still same thing.
He was doing shit. He was doing shit in the offseason.
Yeah, but like, what, you don't think, like, so LeBron's not going to get injured this year just because he didn't go and play in the World Cup? No. Like,
he just said today that he is treating this year like his rookie year. He's preparing like it's his rookie year. So whatever that means.
And I hope he gets swatted more than he ever did in his career, and it makes him want to hang it up.
Me too, dog. Me too. All right, so we're gonna head out here. This is not my official shout out because I thought of something better, but I still do want to shout out to Mike McDaniels. This man was a Denver Broncos ball boy. This man put his work into the Denver Broncos organization from being a ball boy all the way through like all his weird odd jobs that coaches have. There was a coach at vacancy that opened up back in 2020, 21, whenever it was. He was not even given an interview. They did not accept him in to give him an interview. He ends up going to Miami, becoming the head coach there, facing off against Denver, and said, let's see if I can coach or not. Put up 70 piece on him. Was nice enough to kneel down instead of kick the record. Well,
that was on the captains.
Yeah.
The captains came up to Mike and said, enough is enough. Kneel the ball. He wanted the field goal. He wanted the record against the Broncos. And the captains were like, bro, we're throwing in the towel.
So shout out to this man for saying, you guys overlooked me. I kept receipts, dog. And he did that. So that's a big shout out to him. But the team I wanted to shout out is the Dorking Wanderers. This is a English team, a National League team. So that's, if you guys all watch Wrexham, that's where Wrexham was before they got promoted. But this team, the Dorking Wanderers.
They're still not promoted in the new season, though. So we'll probably see some Dorkums.
They do. They talk about Dorking in the most recent season. And this is where I've learned about Dorking. This team.
I guess not paid attention.
This team signed up to a rec league like what we're in. But in England, every fucking soccer league has promotion. Every one of them. So they signed up for a Sunday rec league with their city. Their owner is their general manager, and the coach. And he said, we're going to be good. And this was in 1999. They have now then, in 23 years, been promoted 12 times from the Crawley and District Football League, a rec league team, through the West Sussex Football League's Division 4 through 1, the Premier Division of West Sussex, got promoted out of that to the Sussex County League, went 3-2-1, got promoted to the Isthmian League, Division 1, got promoted to the Isthmian League Division Premier, then got promoted to the National League South, which is one under where Wrexham was, took 2 years there, got promoted, and now they are in the National League trying to get promoted again. This was a fucking team that literally did what me and Steele did and said, we want to play soccer.
So if something like that happens, what they're like, yo, we were going to a fucking public field to play. What do you mean we have to get a stadium?
They were going to a public field to play.
So if that happens, they either can't play anymore, or they have to find the funds to build a stadium and find a stadium. And
yep. They can choose not to accept the invite when they, like, if they win their rec division and they get promoted, they can say, like, no.
Okay.
But they were like, hell yeah, let's go for it. So now they're in the National League. They have the cheapest stadium out of everybody. But they do actually meet at their own stadium now. But it's just a crazy fucking cool thing, man. I am now a fan.
Did they talk about that in this episodes?
Yeah. In the most recent episodes, because they release like 2 a week. One of the ones that just got released this week talks about Dorking.
I didn't see it.
And that's fucking dope. It's super cool,
it brief?
Man. No, not really. It was pretty much most of the episode.
Because they talked about dudes. So one of the episodes was dude on vacation and shit keeps hitting the fan.
Right.
It wasn't that episode?
It was not that one. It was after that one.
So, okay, I'll have to go back and rewatch it. How about the second episode with, I forget the girl's name, but the girl with autism, the 17-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
And then how his son, and what's his name? Paul.
Albie. We've got Super
Paul
Mullen.
Paul Mullen, there you go. I'm like, all right, Paul Mullen. But yeah, his son, Albie, same thing as Junior, like, doing good, 8 months old, like, dad, mama, eating, doing the thing, and then 12 months hit and chilling. This motherfucker finally started talking. It hasn't stopped, but I think right around the 3 years old mark is when he finally started doing that. So same shit, dude, as a Junior. I definitely cried that whole fucking episode. And then seeing the 17-year-old, I feel like she's probably around the same as Junior, but definitely has a different side. Like Junior loves cuddles. Like for her mom to say she's never heard her daughter
Never
say she
hugged her, never
loves
heard her say she loves her, never,
loves you,
yeah.
like that would, because he says it all. He'll just run up to you and be like, "I love you, daddy," and give you a kiss on your
That's
arm
awesome.
and run off. Like I'm about to cry thinking about it again. But that episode made me emotional, and I love that.
Yeah,
Like that
dude.
was that whole piece was on this 17-year-old's fandom for this game, and
Yeah.
super Albie Mullen, and that was really cool that they
That
did
thing
that.
she like drew for him or like put together for him,
Yo,
that was fucking
on
so
the
cool.
computer, that's
Yeah, she's
yeah,
like
it's
tracing
really
that
neat.
shit.
Yeah, that
That
was
was so
really
cool,
neat.
man.
And I try to go on the Twitters and the socials, but they're too famous to have
Right.
DMs and stuff, and I'm not emailing their desk to say thank you. But like I was genuinely thankful for them to do that, because
Yeah.
there are people out there like me who is dealing with it and has no idea what the fuck they're doing. Nobody gets training in it. But to see that there is growth, and to see a 17-year-old really being able to find herself in the world is really cool, and it touched
And
me.
huge shout out to Wrexham for having the quiet section
Yeah,
for
dude.
the people that have sensitivity problems, to be able to wear headphones, to be able to sit in their own section where there's not wild and crazy fans. That's fucking huge, man. And so a lot of the things that they're doing and bringing to light is really cool. So shout out to all these fucking people. Shout out to Mike McDaniels. Shout out to Wrexham. Shout out to Dorking. Shout out to that girl. I'm sorry we don't know your name. Shout out to Albie Mullins. Um, when life's throwing up against you, or when you have a dream, there's a bunch of different ways we can spin that. But all these things, these people, we are watching you. At least me and Seal are watching you. Seal's not watching Dorking apparently, but we're watching you. We know what you're about, and we do appreciate it. It makes the little guys like us believe that we can be something more. It really does. So continue to do that. Continue to be like them. Continue to follow your dreams, and as always, be a stud, not a scrub.